Oh no, hang on. Oh, I don't want to. It's thick. Oh, I smell it already. You gotta go slow so you don't get the juice on you. Oh my gosh, It smells naturey. Here we go. I'm gonna let y'all look first because I don't want to. It's freaking. Ooh. Oh, I might pass out. Roger, I'm gonna let you have the first bite, man, because we surviving it. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. It's got a little tail. I ain't gonna be there. That's okay, Roger. I know what the problem was, man. We need a little extra flavor on it. I found, yeah, it was in my survival pack. Some McDonald's sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Oh, let's see what we got. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, here we go. That's what the problem was. But you gotta. Oh. 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 Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do. Oh, Roger, we gonna starve to death, man. I'm not eating him. Oh, 10 out of 10. Go get you some. Y'all have a good day. Because I have always told myself that these things were kept for some dire survival situations. And me and this personal thing right here have a personal vendetta at a younger age growing up. So look here. Very large escargot. I feel like Roger, I don't know if we're gonna. It's okay, man. We ain't gonna starve. We got this down. I found us some bugs to eat. All right, so let's go ahead. Y'all finna try this with me. Y'all thought I finna do this by myself? Heck no. Listen. Oh no, hang on. Oh, I don't want to. It's thick. Oh, I smell it already. You gotta go slow so you don't get the juice on you. Oh my gosh, It smells naturey. Here we go. I'm gonna let y'all look first because I don't want to. It's freaking. Ooh. Oh, I might pass out. Roger, I'm gonna let you have the first bite, man, because we surviving it. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. It's got a little tail. I ain't gonna be there. That's okay, Roger. I know what the problem was, man. We need a little extra flavor.
Hello, and welcome to Liberty Tonight. That's right. I'm your host, Brian Piotr. We have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. There are tariffs coming in, and that's going to change the prices of things. And hopefully, no income tax for the rest of us. But to be determined, I don't trust the government as far as I could throw them. Well, I don't really know what to think about anything, especially tariffs, especially things going on in the world. And so, in order to understand what my thoughts are, I need to go listen to the king of all libertarians. Put your glasses up, take off your hats, put your hands to your heart, do all those things at the same time. Here we are, here's the king of all libertarians.
Hear ye, I'm King Libertarian, benevolent dictator of libertarianism, slayer of statists, hater of bureaucrats, lover of Doge, and all-around badass monarch. Now silence, peasants, your king is speaking. Oh, Donald, with his golden hair, proclaims the market not so fair. With tariffs high, he'll save the day, and tax our freedom clean away. A wall of trade, he cries with glee, to shield us from prosperity. The Chinese steal the German cars, he'll slap a fee but not beneath the stars. The libertarians, we sigh and moan, for every tax is overgrown. A meddling hand, a statist dream, disrupts the market's flowing stream. Says, I'll bring the jobs back home, but prices climb, the wallet's grown. The farmer stares at soybean heaps, while freedom's promise softly. Competition? Oh, that's too tough. Let's coddle steel and tariff fluff. The consumer pays, the cronies win, a cozy game of state-backed sin. America first, the banners wave, but choice and trade lie in the grave. Voluntaries deal, the creed we sing, not Trump's protectionist flim-flam thing. No, here to the markets, wild and free. No tariff change for you or me. Let Donald keep his art of the deal, and we'll take the world unrigged for real. The king has spoken. Now back to Squire Brian.
It's Liberation Day, La Libertad. You now have
That's
the
right.
liberty to pay some extra taxes. All right. This is what we were all living for, all waiting for, praying for. Speaking of which, I don't know if you can get our products before they're taxed extra, but go to FordLibertyShop.com and try to check out and see if that can't happen. It's probably a pretty good idea to go grab some Gulf of America stuff. I don't know which and where everything comes from on the store that supports Liberty Tonight, but why don't you go figure it out and let us know if the tariffs hit you or not. I think you're probably pretty good. Welcome Barney Styles. Welcome Bruiser. Welcome Amnesiac. You guys are all welcome here. I'm very happy to have you. It's going to be a wonderful night. King, thank you for that great speech. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. A little limerick for the licking lips of my fellow peasants. I'm glad to offer the message of a purist and in no way living in reality libertarian, which we all are.
Hey, to be a libertarian is to live in a fantasy world, right? This is our right.
Yes.
We have the absolute right to say that we wish things were different. But, hey, I want to get off this show on the right foot and let you all know that I am a genius idea haver. So, there's this tweet by Rothmus that says, hate crime, protest. It's pretty simple. I said you should drive your Tesla to a rainbow road and it'll be a safe space. And you look who responded to me and said that was a genius idea.
So we are 2-0 here on Liberty Tonight Show. Thank you everyone for joining us. This makes us 2-0 with Elon Musk. I was previously interacted with Elon Musk. He reshared a video of Milton Friedman that I replied, and Brian Piotr now has been called a genius by the richest and smartest man on this planet. So therefore, we have ascended to godhood here, folks.
Yeah,
That's what we're trying to say.
I think that I've changed my profile here to Genius Idea Haver, and this is
Yes.
definitely going on the
I
resume.
didn't see that.
This is definitely going on the resume and maybe the tombstone. You know, Elon Musk said I had a genius idea. Can't take that back. I got the
No.
screenshots. This is good forever. And
Woo!
and I
Everyone
thi-
in the chat, congratulate Brian on being a genius, the greatest genius since Leonardo da Vinci called our intrepid host a genius. So here
which
we are.
which
Hail L Dub 76.
this is the vibe. Guys, this guy's super gross. But I appreciate his videos.
Born to be alive, born to be alive. Yes, we were born.
Brian.
Hey, I think that's pretty nasty.
That's the vibe we have here on
That's
this
the
show.
vibe, you guys. That's the vibe.
Yes.
I should have done this show shirtless. What am I doing with the tie and the shirt? Who am I? My goodness.
I know. What's happening?
Okay, so
We
I do want to introduce the goal of the show for the evening. Here's the wheel of destiny, liberty,
the wheel of punishment.
wheel of punishment. Here's the deal, guys. Tonight, anytime someone gives us a monthly sub on Rumble, we will spin this wheel and play the game. Might land on something like Brian's got a speech impediment. The King's got a bad accent. The King has to do a girl voice. We will do any one of these things for 2 minutes, roughly 2 or 3 minutes. Should be good. You can interrupt the show at any time with a subscription, and we will use the wheel of punishment.
Yes.
So, get to it, guys. And if you are somewhere else on X or YouTube or Twitch and you want to interact with other like-minded libertarians and really genuinely amazing people, come to rumble.com/liberty tonight. That's the chat that we are using. That is the key to the castle in the libertarians Libertopia, Liberstan. What's the name of your country, sire?
King Libertarian Land. Yeah.
King Libertarian
it's
Land.
in the state of where's your warrant? And it's in the country of I plead the fifth.
Okay.
People ask me why I never find a place to stop and settle down.
Okay, guys. If that's hurting your
Alright,
ears, let me know in the chat. But I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Guys, we hit Liberation Day, which was April 2nd yesterday. And
Yes.
here's what we're doing to the other countries around the world. And also to
Right.
our own consumers. Everybody. It's BDSM for everyone trying to make a transaction. You're just trying to buy a potted plant from Madagascar.
Yep.
Sorry.
Hey, we gotta enjoy the pain. It's like a bad Tool song, you know? Just tariff the pain away. All those people ripping us off.
I think we can make this all go away, guys. Just buy American products, make more American products. Trump will be happy to call it a win with even the smallest changes. You reduce your tariffs, you admit defeat, even if it's not really a defeat. Trump will be like, call it a day, guys. We won. Pack it up.
Here's the deal. Who did he not see on that list? Mexico and Canada. And they make up what? Almost all the trade, pretty much. So
Yeah, exactly.
as long as we can get China to fold.
It is seriously like 75% of the trade not included.
Yeah.
And because of that, I know that there are rules, but you can also just ship stuff to Mexico and drive it across and say that it was made in Mexico. For those of us who are so inclined to just lie, So subject to people just doing that, it'll add extra transportation to lie, and many large corporations won't do it. And so therefore, it will, there's no getting around these tariffs for everybody. But the market will find a way. It's like Jurassic Park when they say nature will find a way. The market will find a way, guys. The market is beautiful.
Pincho in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tariffs are coming to ruin your day. You thought eggs were bad. Wait till you see your fillet. Tariffs coming to you. Rice from China. Go back home. We don't need that vagina. Tariff song.
Okay, so okay, we're gonna do top 10 in a minute. Let me do one more story on. Let's continue this on, and then you're gonna find out about what happened last week with the methylene blue when I did the meth on the show. Come on, sound.
Every country's called us. That's the beauty of what we do. We put ourselves in the driver's seat. If we would have asked some of these countries, almost most of these countries, to do us a favor, they would have said no. Now they'll do anything for us. But we have tariffs, they've been set, and it's going to make our country very rich.
But are you open to deals with these countries if they're calling you?
Well, it depends. If somebody said that we're going to give you something that's so phenomenal, as long as they're giving us something that's good. For instance, with TikTok as an example, we have a situation with TikTok where China will probably say, we'll approve a deal, but will you do something on the tariff? The tariffs give us great power to negotiate. Always have. I've used them very well in the first administration, as you saw, but now we're taking it to a whole new level because it's a worldwide situation.
So, Brian, the libertarian typical response to this is tariffs are bad.
This is it.
In free state. I have to represent my people, okay? I have to at least get the philosophical theory that lives in a vacuum out there so that we know what we're talking about. So it's intervention by the state into free trade, blah blah blah, and it's a tax on the people as well. So in the real world where you're competing with other countries that don't give a shit about libertarian philosophy. What's your stance, Brian? Are you in favor of these tariffs? Do you think they'll work? What do you think?
Tariffs are a tax, and taxes are bad, right? Simple thinking. What we have done is added a tax. If we aren't going to subtract another one, this sucks. This is the worst of all the worlds. If we get rid of my income tax, I am willing to make this trade and support it because I think the income tax is invasive and puts a government auditor up your rear end so far that you can taste his fingers, right? To get that out of your life forever and the fear of an audit hanging over your head or a letter coming in the mail because you guessed wrong on how to fill out one of the 4,000 forms. I'll take tariffs. I'll take tariffs every single day in exchange. But if we are left with both, then that just sucks for everybody, right? That's a lot of extra taxes. I know we're broke. I would rather cut a million things than add the taxes. But we're in a place where at least somebody is seriously in charge and trying to solve our deficit problem. I don't know if they'll do it, but between Doge and tariffs, they're trying their darnest, right? Like, I do believe that it will move manufacturing to the United States, and that
takes time.
Yeah, it does take time. But let's fast forward 10 years. I do think that in 10 years, there will be higher paying jobs in the United States and products will be more expensive. So I think ultimately the people that lose are the people who shop for their basic needs from China. So like if you're buying American made furniture in North Carolina of hardwood furniture for $5,000, this don't change your life at all. But if you can't afford a couch unless you buy it from China at Walmart, that you're just going to get an extra sales tax, implied sales tax, right? Because to bring it in is a tax, and then they're going to charge you a sales tax on top of that. So there's like a compounding effect. If it's a 10% tariff, you're going to add another 8% sales tax to that.
Right.
It's compounding really bad. So I really hope that at the very least, everybody in the lower middle classes or middle classes and below gets rid of their income tax completely. And then that trade is worth it.
But in the meantime, that's one direct goal is to get rid of the IRS and have an ERS.
Mm-hmm.
But the meme is the ultimate goal, right? It's going to be used as a short-term, pain-inducing system that will, get these people to reduce their protectionism. So,
okay,
yeah.
So last week we set a goal of raising $50, and we set some. And here's the deal: we raised $50, and I'll drink some methylene blue. And so I did. And it wasn't so bad on the show having blue teeth, blue mouth, blue tongue. But something really terrible happened. When I finally got myself to sleep at about 1 a.m., I woke up at 4 a.m. wide awake. And that was it. Like, I don't know if that's a special side effect that only I get because I'm special, or if that's normal. But man, I was just like wide awake at 4 a.m. after 3 hours of sleep, and I went about my day. And that was quite the experience. Like, just I'm awake at 4 a.m. after 3 hours of sleep. Cannot go back to sleep. Cannot do it. I feel like as wide awake as I have ever felt in my whole life, and so I got up.
Weirdest side effects of a blue fabric dye ever. Something that was used to industrially stain things is actually really, really good for you. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Well, that brings us to our top 10 based on his methylene blue chugging self. Top 10 weird health trends.
Cut. Top
2025.
10. Top
10.
Liberty Tonight. Top 10 list.
Top 10 weirdest health trends. King, what's number 10? Where are we starting off this evening?
All right. Top 10 weird health trends following the methylene blue kerfuffle. Sweat recycling. Collect your workout sweat for ultimate hydration.
Oh, that's weird. That's real?
I
No
don't know
way.
if these are real. They sound like they could be real. People drink their urine, so it
So
is
it-
2025.
So are these top 10s things that you found where?
They were all corners of the internet. Yeah, the bloggers of very crunchy granola people, the lands of mystic Europeans where weird muds are used in bathing rituals, and over to the Asian countries.
Okay. So chat. I want to know as we go. Type it in if you are doing any of these. Number 9.
Yes.
Moonlight
Or
tanning.
you try it.
Moonlight tanning. Bake under the moon's gentle rays for a lunar glow. Oh yeah, that sounds effective.
Moonlight tanning. All right. Number 8, top 10 weird trends for 2025. Nail clipping smoothie. Blend your clippings into a protein shake for natural keratin boost. Do toenails have keratin? I'm assuming it's
Don't
kinda
care.
like collagen,
Don't care
right?
about the science. Don't care about the science. Don't care. Don't do it. That's nasty. That's not okay. Number 7, kale vapor therapy. You inhale steamed kale through a vape pen to detox your lungs. Oh, don't do that, guys.
Vaping's the kids these days and their vapes. Might as well do it with kale, I guess. All right, top 10 weird trends of 2025. Activated charcoal facial. The deep pore cleansing is worth the temporary blackface.
Oh man, don't do the blackface.
No, and charcoal will stain anything.
This next one seems so fake. Number 5, intermittent whispering. Only speak in hushed tones for 16 hours a day to rest your vocal flow.
Yes.
These valuable chords, this instrument of
Yes.
God.
That's
Just
right.
rest it.
Yes. It when you disrupt the air with your vocal cords, you're sending out energy into the universe. So you need to quiet that down. All right, number 4 out of the top 10 weirdest health trends of 2025. Himalayan salt lamp energy cleanse. Salty light raises the vibration. Oh, I think
Oh.
this one's actually true.
Oh, no joke. So I got married once, and the most nicely wrapped gift of any gift that anyone gave me, and I'm thankful for almost everything people gave me. The nicest one was a used Himalayan salt cleanse lamp. And it didn't work. And so I needed to replace the bulb. And I just got to say, well done, because I barely remember what anybody gave me, no matter how nice the gift, because there's so many. There's I got like 200 gifts, but I still remember exactly who gave me that because it was extremely well wrapped and extremely weird.
Yeah. No. It's supposedly it's you got to put a candle in there. It doesn't work necessarily with fluorescent light or whatever. But yeah, the photons go through the pink Himalayan salt and hit your body and splash you with good energy.
Okay. So let us
Yes,
know, guys.
science.
Who in the chat is doing this? Who's got the Himalayan salt lamp energy at the room? Okay. Number 3. Earwax candle aromatherapy. Burning your own earwax creates personal grounding.
Yeah.
If a lady that you meet does this, I believe the right response is to lose the number and run away.
Yeah.
Though, okay, in the chat, I have personally made a bacon fat candle. Made a wick, froze some bacon fat. It worked. The candle worked. But in the chat, tell me, do you think it smelled like bacon when it burned? Tell me. I will tell you the answer in a few minutes, but we're done with this.
I would imagine I had to, but who knows? All right, number 2 of top 10 weird health trends of 2025. Crystal charging water bottles. Drop a $50 amethyst into a reusable bottle to infuse it with positive energy. All right.
Oh.
I think that's real too.
Oh.
I think I've seen those.
That's. I bet that thing probably comes with a reading of some kind of your palm or the stars, or your aura, or something.
Yes, it has a free aura detector along with it. Yeah. It's kind of like a stud finder, but for women.
Okay, and number 1, drinking methylene blue.
Drink the blue fabric dye, number 1.
Okay, yeah, the bacon candle had no smell discernible by anybody in the room. It burned completely clean, and it worked. But as the candle was on for a while and was being used up, all of the bacon fat melted back into a liquid, and so it's not an effective candle. It won't last forever. You got to freeze it to make the wick stand up and make it. But it will work for some amount of time, but it won't smell like bacon. And that was the hypothesis that we were testing, because I was cool in college. For all of you who were curious. Next challenge, Brian. Okay, thank you, Nelson65. That is a good chance to remind everybody tonight, if we get any subscriber to our Rumble channel, we will spin the wheel of punishment and give you a show, because that's what this is. This is a show, and I'm trying to see if I can squeeze some support out of some wonderful friends who have been probably lurking on this channel for several months at this point. So
don't be a creep.
That's it for top 10. Yeah. So
Riz Cheese says in the chat, bacon candle probably smelled like pig ass. Yeah,
mm-mm,
I guess
it
not.
did not.
No ass of pigs were detected.
Back to headlines, everybody. Who likes Bill Burr?
No,
Nah,
I'll take it back.
he's
Yes,
having he's really decided his team. He's picked his colors, right? He's like, I'm with the woke.
before we play this, just as a reminder, everyone, as they're watching this video, that just mere weeks, mere days ago, last week, we covered Bill Burr going on The View, talking all about politics and about how Trump people are stupid, and he's great because he looks like a swollen tomato. It's fine, like we get it, Bill. You have anger issues and you like to take it out on your dog and your wife. It's fine, whatever. We get it. But yeah, so he's going from being Mr. Political, I'm gonna go on The View and talk politics to this.
What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence?
I don't
that's
watch the
going on
news.
in Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Oh no.
what happened? Is it loading?
What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence?
I don't
that's
watch
going
X giving up on this clip, and maybe me.
All right. Well, anyways, the point he goes on to say, I barely passed high school. I don't know why you're asking me, a comedian, about this kind of stuff. And you journalists are not doing your job. Basically complaining that he feels like he needs to step in and be the big tough man and protect all of the women who are Democrats. All right. There's always one. That's my Bill Burr. There's always one. There was always one of you in the crowd. All right.
Yeah.
He's a dope.
He is a dope. And he's playing to a team that will turn on him if he makes even the slightest out of bounds comment, and he's a comedian, right?
Oh yeah.
They have no loyalty to their own. They will shove you out into the streets if you are, and the rules change. Like, you could know the rules today and write a joke and then go out and find out the rules changed that day and you weren't paying attention. So sorry. So
Yeah.
it's a scary world to live in. The next clip's working. I have it going in here. So that must have been just the last one. Don't work.
Yeah, you guys weren't missing much. Just wrapping up on Bill Burr real quick. What you said. And he is the whitest of all whites. He is a redhead. He is the whitest of all whites, male, and he's rich and famous. They will, he is a very tough line to follow.
Mm-hmm. So, for those of you who are illegal and want a way to be here legally and happen to have $5 million to purchase your way in, there's a way for you to do this. Also, like, if you're a billionaire from around the world, you're literally going to get the Trump card, which is
beautiful,
well branded, beautifully well branded Trump. You do something so perfectly. It's just incredible.
Seen you in a while.
Yeah.
$5 million.
It's got his face on it.
This could be yours.
It's like a $5 million bill.
Would have been funnier if he put his Trump mugshot on it.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Yeah, I mean, $5 million a piece, and how many people are going to be able to afford that and get that? And that card itself being a memento of history.
Less than 2 weeks.
As something moving forward, if you had one of these, like, you're in a very small elite club of people. So I'm sure there were some rich people that were on the fence, like, America, I could take it or leave it. But then they saw that gold card, like, I want it. So every single oligarch from Eastern Europe is fleeing to the United States right now.
Dude, I hope somebody high profile buys one, like Vladimir Putin, right? Or like
that would be funny.
Xi Jinping.
He can afford it. Apparently, he's got a lot of money.
Well, hey, everyone refers to Elon Musk as the richest man in the world, and that is categorically untrue. There are a couple dozen people richer than Elon. Well, I don't know about number. I don't know the final number, but Putin's one of them. King of Saudi Arabia, the king of all the Gulf states. Each one of those people, they own a country. They may or may not have an army or an air force, but they're sitting on billions of dollars of oil and complete control over it. And in a lot of ways, they're safer than Elon, right? Because the media attacks you. Oh, you just shut the media down. You kick them out, like you put them in prison.
Have them executed.
Yeah, you have them executed.
Or exiled.
Yeah, you think that Putin has to deal with the media trashing him every day? No, he does not. So in a lot of ways, he's a lot richer than Elon. And neither of them, Elon or Putin, can safely visit Europe, right? It's just as unsafe for either of those two to go visit like Paris. So what's the difference really, other than Putin doesn't have access to Western technology for the good or bad? He has to rely on servants instead of Optimus robots. But he can get the best servants.
What do you think, chat? Is Putin going to buy a gold card and get instant citizenship? I mean, that would be hilarious to have the president of Russia become a dual citizen of the United States through this program. Trump, let's do it. Let's get word to Trump.
Since you touched on the subject, Thomas Massey proposed a bill that no one can be a dual citizen in Congress, or at the very least have to tell us that they're dual citizens. What do you think about that, and people actually being like dual citizenship with Israel or other countries and being standing members of Congress? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Thomas Massey. I agree with him on mostly everything, and I think we all do. I will say that to hold a security clearance and work for the U.S. government in an important position, you cannot hold a dual citizenship. If you have one, you have to basically give up the other nation.
Unless you're in Congress, right? Like you can be on a top secret.
Right, you could be on a top secret
committee.
If you were on the security committee or whatever it is, and they get those skiff briefings of what's going on in Intel or on the defense committee or whatever, and you get to hear about all the top secret missions going on, and you're a dual citizen of like a hostile nation like Iran or Somalia or Brooklyn, it's a problem. Or Vermont, if you're a dual citizen of Vermont in the United States.
I have a feeling that Mossad in Israel does not need to have spies in the U.S. They just have employees. They just have full-on people that report to them that are members of Congress and heads of organizations, heads of Goldman Sachs, etc. It explains a lot. I don't have the money to they do. So they're in control, guys. And that's why we're bombing Yemen. We wouldn't be bombing Yemen if it wasn't for Israel, right? And
Saudi Arabia.
And honestly, I love the Jewish people, and I'm not anti-Semitic. I just think they have a deep state just like America does. I think that they're the baddies just like the deep state in America is the baddies.
Doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. If you're a politician, you're still a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in part of CNN, you're also a POS. Here's CNN showing their orange filter.
Speaking of pieces of shit.
CNN versus Fox. CNN Cheetoizes.
Oh,
they
gave him the Rogan.
They've got the Cheeto filter going for.
They gave him the Rogan.
You can see same screen, same thing. Cheeto filter.
Yeah, I don't know if you have. I don't think you do. I have access to community notes, and and I like to click on them just to see the liberals reading out about something like this. And the top one right now is like, Trump's skin tone varies depending on the angle in the camera and the Fox feed, and basically saying the CNN camera is at a different angle, and that's why he looks orange. Like, bitch, do not talk to us like we're stupid. Even if that was the case, like really, it's CNN is the one that happens to be at the angle that catches him looking like a Cheeto.
It's not the
and
case.
Fox is at the angle that makes him look handsome and thin and looking good. I still think about that time where he put on the vest. I don't want to put on the vest. It makes you look thin. Oh, give me that damn thing.
Oh my gosh, that guy is so
The
freaking
garbage truck
funny.
scene.
I saw that live and I was like, I can't believe this guy. He's such a lovable man.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you don't watch CNN? Top comment. 7 views. Way underrated comment. I'm super glad
What
that
account
this
do you have muted? What is that?
dude, I mute the spam accounts. Oh yeah,
Just
Gunther
block 'em.
Eagleman.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good mute. That's a good mute. Anyone in the chat who's a big X users like we are, what are some good mutes for us? I have the weird tall girl that's like misogynistic, Pearl. I can't do her. The weird lady that ran for Missouri State Attorney General, whatever her weird Gomez.
Yeah, Selena.
Valentina Gomez, can't do it.
Oh, it's not Selena Gomez.
Yeah, Valentina Gomez, whatever. I can't do it. Laura Loomer, muted.
Oh,
Can't do it.
I have muted and unmuted Loomer so many times because there's so many times where she has such a good story that like, okay, I gotta unmute what is this? Oh, it's Laura Loomer. Okay, maybe I need to unmute her because she occasionally comes with just like the facts like on in the best possible way. Now she's an attack dog for Trump at all times, to a fault, and will attack like Thomas Massey stood up with principle, and so she attacked him for stupid reasons, and she was wrong. But when her values align, she does a great job delivering. And
yeah, I unmuted her, I think, for the same reason, because she broke some story and it was actually interesting. And then like the next thing I saw from her, I was like, really? And then 2 or 3 days later, it was like, oh, the whole something about like Biden had died on the plane or something, or like went into like cardiac arrest or something along those lines. Ended up being like there was no basis for it whatsoever. And I was like, all right, like I need a straight shooter here. If you don't really know what happened, just say you don't know. Yeah. What on the subject of Loomer, are you aware of like her going to the White House and getting some people fired?
that's what I saw today. Yeah, she got 3 people fired apparently, which good for her. Good for her. I don't know who she got fired, but I just love getting people fired. So it really hits me. It's enjoyable for me.
I did have to execute somebody today at work. I have to say I enjoy it as well, firing somebody, but literally setting them on fire. Yeah, Loomer and all the if she smoked out some rats, and you know that she had evidence that they were. I mean, that's what they happened the last time in his administration. They had these sleepers in there, and they were just sabotaging him. So if she came in there with receipts and was like, Trump, yo, these people are working against you. Here's the receipts. Then yeah, good on her. I mean, she's a member of the MAGA cult, so you know she's gonna flip out if you have anything against it. But if it's in the best interest of you and her and MAGA, then you're common foes there. So
Dude, she's like a dog that's bred for fighting. You don't get mad at that dog for fighting, right? Like,
yeah,
you let him loose in the ring and he attacked the other dog. Like, that's what he was gonna like. So Loomer is that but on X, right? And and she's going to attack the other person.
Yeah, is wild.
That's opposing MAGA, and so like that's the situation. She's great at it. She's fantastic at it.
Don't tell Austin, but in the past I have also followed and unfollowed him as well because he would piss me off. But I was on his show this morning, and he was really pissed about these tariffs, and he was pissing a lot of his people off. So I think a little bit about Austin. He likes pissing people off too. So it's all part of it, I guess. Amy Jeans, hey guys, just checking in. What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us. Nelson, 65. Are we dual citizens if King Liberty is our king? Yes, we have a special arrangement with the United States, specifically with the Trump administration, where there's really no boundaries between us. We are a cohesive state, And it's like we're the Virgin Islands. Like think of my kingdom as like the Virgin Islands, where you don't need a passport to go back and forth. We're not part of you, but there's a loose association. So I think you're good, Nelson.
So just so that you're
Congress.
aware, if you are a citizen of King Libertarian Stan, the first rule of this place is that you don't talk about this place outside of this place. Do you understand me? You get me?
Fight Club.
And due to the non-aggression principle, if you disagree, we will do nothing about it. I'm sorry.
Unless there's a helicopter around, they will throw you out of it.
Yeah. Well, coming up is Conspiracy Corner, but we're not quite there yet. I believe that there's something crazy going on here, and Piers Morgan is on the TV. What the heck?
Every Democrat in D.C. has a story about Biden, and now they're all coming out. After the debate, Joe Biden was at a fundraiser at New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy's house, but he didn't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
So his staff put fluorescent tape on the floor to guide Joe Biden around the room, but he was still confused. We're also learning that Pelosi, like Obama, didn't want Kamala to run.
She watches the debate. She's unhappy, and she thinks that she doesn't want Democrats to rush into anything in that moment, because she thinks, oh gosh, if they rush him out, then Kamala Harris is
this guy
in.
Biden,
and she doesn't think that Kamala Harris
had his
so it's sort of
penis
she's
on
in a pickle
the
in
nuclear
that
button.
moment.
Her thinking was
time.
Biden had to
The
get
man
out
that needed
and that Harris was a
fluorescent tape
disaster.
to navigate his own home, or a private home, whatever. Why? So if you're around him and you care anything about the
country,
safety of this nation,
the world,
like I don't think the president should have as much power as they do, but they do. And he is a dementia patient. He needs to be in a term care center. He's probably on hospice right now.
No, this is also a theoretical. Like, the president did drop some bombs in the height of World War II. They have supposedly functional weapons, but do they really have the power? I don't want to test it. Like, honest to God, I don't want to test it. But government sucks and is unproductive and inefficient. And is there even a scenario where the president can launch the nukes, right? Just because you have them and you have a process for doing it, there are still, like, AI hasn't taken over yet. There's still so many humans in the loop. Would they actually do it, right? Especially since, like, say your job is in a silo to launch it, and the president says launch it. Wouldn't you go on the internet on X and be like, is World War III breaking out? And like, no, it's not breaking out.
Here's the thing. I actually have some insight into this, oddly enough. Those operators at random frequently, I don't know how frequently, they will get an alarm and they will go through the sequence and they will be given a test code, so it won't actually launch them, but they won't tell them if any of these are real or not. So essentially,
so they get taken out of the loop, right? They're automatons. They don't know that this is real. Okay,
yeah, they think it's fake every single time.
But there are other humans in the loop somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So if Donald Trump did it, I have no doubt that there are people in the loop that would just disobey him, right? It's a big loop. I don't know how big that loop is, but there's somebody who hates Trump in that loop, right? So
yeah,
I'm not completely convinced that we have the ability to do it like in the 60 seconds that we supposedly do, or a couple minutes. Could we, if World War III happens? Oh yeah, we'll ramp up and be able to deliver death and destruction. But like the things that we supposedly have on a trigger warning, I don't want to test it, but I don't have that much faith that it's there. I've been lied to before. JFK wasn't killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, right? I'm not on board with.
He was standing on the street
when
it happened, supposedly.
And so if you are really bad at your job, don't think that this means you can get away with it and you can have a job and suck at it like Joe Biden, because there are consequences that you may want to consider. And one of them is look at these approval ratings by Democrats.
of the Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove, 68%. Woo! And look at the approve number, just 21%, even lower than the Democratic Party at large. This is the lowest on record for Democrats, according to Quinnipiac University.
We're winning.
You think these numbers are bad? Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this.
There's
the
a catch
plurality
here.
of Democratic voters
disapprove
of Democrats in Congress at 49%, and just 40% approve. Horrible, horrible,
but why are
horrible.
Dems so pissed?
Oh, my goodness gracious, you just can't get worse than these numbers.
And this is the number right here really driving all of this. If Democrats have turned, if Democratic voters have turned on Democrats in Congress and the Democratic Party, that's what puts the numbers at historic lows. What is it they want to be seeing, these voters?
What is going on?
Listen.
I'll tell you what's going on. They don't like what's coming out of some of those Senate Democrats like Chuck Schumer, because take a look at the direction of the party. Democratic voters on Democrats in Congress doing too little to oppose Donald Trump. Look at this.
That's what it is.
77%
so
should stay principled, even if it means nothing gets done in Washington, D.C.
That they're pissed off at their own party, driving their own approval ratings down for their own party, not because they think that they're heading in the wrong direction by easing up on their crazy. No, they're pissed they aren't going far enough to the crazy. That is wild. We need some type of self-segregation campaign in this country. I am a libertarian. I am in the center. Like I don't have these like extreme views of any one thing or another. Like that is crazy.
If it's real,
that is they're pissed. They aren't acting crazy enough. Cory Booker just pissed himself after a 25-hour filibuster.
So, King, I got to say that if this is real, right? Because polls, especially on this, is a propaganda loop to their own people. So you have to look at this as like they're trying to propagandize their own people.
This is true.
Is there a chance that polls made up, like the points on whose line is it anyways? I think probably. I think there's a good chance that this is the message they're trying to say to their own people and to their own Democrats, right? Like, because they are in their own little world, and they are crazy.
Yeah, that is a good theory. They hit him up front with the you suck. Look at your poll numbers are so far down. Blah 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 blah, and then they come at him with a because you aren't being crazy enough. Yeah, I don't. The Democrat Party, in my opinion, is unforgeable, unfixable. It's going to devolve into some kind of two-party weirdness that I don't even want to be a part of. It's going to be one side is going to be basically, I think it's going to split along the lines of the LGB people, liberals, who go that far from the center to just like, I'm center left. And then there's the TQ plus Democrats that just take things and just go way too far with them. So LGBs are with the moderate Democrats, and the TQ pluses are radical left. And yeah, that'll be the state of liberal politics in this country moving forward for the next 20 years.
Yes, sir. Okay, last headline of the night. But before we do that, a reminder that we are Liberty Tonight. We are here every 10 p.m. to midnight on Thursdays. We are where Liberty never sleeps. You can see an entire selection to support us, from sweatshirts to towels to baby onesies and coffee selection at forlibertyshop.com. We have several subscribers who have picked up monthly subscriptions of our Whiskey Barrel aged coffee, which is a wonderful coffee that you will love too if you want to try it. And if you're listening to this and you're one of our 2 subscribers we just picked up, thank you so much. We really love it that you appreciate this show. We're going to work our asses off for you because, this is what we live for. And the other thing that we definitely live for is tallow French fries.
Yes.
Okay, so In-N-Out is supposedly gonna follow Steak and Shake, which has moved over. They're getting rid of the seed oils, people. The seed oils, they got to go. They got to go. Get them out of here. No more seed oils.
My good squire, I beggeth you to spin upon your wheel of your mouse downward and read thine words that In-N-Out Burger
No.
have put upon.
Bastards.
Oh,
They got me. This was a bad
I just
idea.
realized that when I had it pulled up here on my screen. Brian Piotr,
better luck next time.
Who Elon Musk called a genius.
I've been duped.
Has been duped by In-N-Out Burger.
I've been duped. I wanted to believe.
Genius.
You see, you can dupe. You can
genius.
You can dupe me when I really want to believe, right? Like it just makes sense. This was the right move, In-N-Out. It was not meant to be a joke. You were supposed to fulfill the destiny of tallow fries.
That's right. That's right. For anyone that just joined us, because that was early on the show.
Oh man.
Brian
Steak and
Piotr
shake for
was
me.
replied to by Elon Musk, and Elon called his idea genius. And a couple months ago, Elon shared a reply I had to one of his videos of a Milton Friedman video, the pencil, actually, the story of the pencil. So both of your intrepid hosts here have been blessed by the hand of Elon Musk. So that's why we are super popular and cool, and you should follow us and support us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's that cool if we were to meet him in person and be like, "You replied to me on X once." He'd be like, "Right on."
Whatever. All right, cool.
You're wasting 5 seconds of my life on here on Earth.
I'm gonna go play some Diablo now.
You're gonna get an invoice for $52 million.
Did you know I'm top 10 on Diablo? Go fuck yourself. All right.
Okay.
My Elon will get better over time.
Okay, we are moving over to Conspiracy Corner.
Conspiracy Corner. We don't have an intro yet, so I'm gonna make one up here on
We
the
need
spot.
an intro. We need an intro.
Conspiracy Corner, where all the weird things happen, and that guy from that has the spiky hair from Ancient Aliens, he is in it sometimes. Conspiracy Corner. Whee!
Okay, here are the first views of Earth's polar region from Dragon. For those of you, I'm an aerospace engineer, who don't know, the Earth has an equator, North Pole, and a South Pole. Humans have never gone in an orbit that goes from north to south. So those orbits are a little bit more dangerous if you ever need to emergency escape, because we can't get to you in Antarctica. So in general, plus on top of that, the Earth spins, right? So if you go in the direction of the spin from, say, Florida, you have some speed in the spin already started in that direction. So it's less energy to just move that way, because you're spinning on Earth going this way. Takes a little bit more energy to get the full spin going, going north to south, right? Because you don't have that head start, right? The closer you are to the equator,
it's like a slingshot. Like it's like the end of the ceiling fan versus the middle. It's traveling faster. It's going to slingshot you out. That's why all the launch pads are near the equator. Kazakhstan. That's why Russia never launches any from their country. It's too far north.
When
to effectively send off aircraft.
When SpaceX first started, they actually found an island southwest in the Pacific that they intended to launch from. And great idea. You save a little bit in Delta V by going further south, but they ran into just like a mountain of issues with trying to do that made it not worth it.
Yeah, ship all that stuff out there every time you have
everything's got to go on a boat in the Pacific Ocean to get there. Export compliance, you're taking rocket technology outside of the United States officially. This is like, paperwork nightmare. People don't want to work out on a remote Pacific island, unlike Florida, where you can have like full-time employees all the time working there. There's a lot of really good reasons not to go out to the middle of nowhere to launch rockets. So they gave up on that. But anyways, first time humans have flown over the poles.
Okay, so is flat earthers, apparently they were freaking out about this, that it doesn't solve it, it's fake or whatever. So Brian Piotr, the genius, the aerospace engineer, is the Earth actually round? Were they actually going over the poles in this beautiful video?
Yes, they were going over the poles. Round is an approximation. We don't actually have a spherical Earth. It's an ellipsoid. The equator is a larger radius than the North and South poles. So people think that Mount Everest is the tallest mountain, and that's, as a mountain, it's true in terms of prominence to sea level. But in terms of distance from the center of the Earth, it is not the furthest you can get on Earth. The tallest mountain in Ecuador is actually the furthest you can get from the center of the Earth.
Because it's compressed at the equator. And
because we got like if you exaggerate it out, we got a disk. And so if you're at the equator, you actually have less.
So
you have different gravity.
Flat it's not flat. It's flat-end. I am a flat-end earther.
It's not flat, and it's not perfectly spherical.
We've solved the mystery here on Liberty Tonight of the flat Earth theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's not flat; it's flat end, like a ball that's got a little bit of air out of it, and you just.
Yeah,
there you go, folks.
And things like sea level aren't real either, because like if you go to Panama, the Atlantic Gulf side is like 10 feet higher than the Pacific side. There's two different sea levels.
What?
So when they do mean Earth sea level, it's like, what are you talking about? You go like the entire ocean of the entire world. You know, the gravity varies across the oceans.
Right, yeah.
And sea level varies. In India, like south of India and Sri Lanka area has the lowest amount of gravity of any area on Earth, and we don't really know why. Like there's lots of really cool variability in this world, and we always in physics just approximate things to circles and straight lines. And
that's why you have nautical miles versus regular miles, because the curvature of the flattened Earth has to be calculated in when you're talking about distance. Man, we are having a science lesson here on Liberty Tonight. We are dropping the knowledge bombs on you. Brian, go ahead and cue up that live read while I get here, because we're approaching the halfway mark here.
I would, except I'm clicking live read right now, which I think everybody's gonna be thankful who doesn't want to hear an ad that says sorry, not available. So no, I won't be doing a live read right now.
Okay, I guess not. Whatever. But we are at the halfway mark of the show. This is Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. I am your co-host, King Libertarian, and Brian Piotr. Those are our X handles there down there at the bottom. Give us a follow. We'll follow you back. Tell us what you think about the show. If you DM me and I don't know who you are, I will reply exclusively in GIFs until I get to know you. That's just how I operate. And yeah, if you like what you're seeing here tonight, give us $1, $5 Rumble Rant as a thank you to the show. We're doing this all, and we do have a contest right now, the Wheel of Punishment. If somebody subscribes, we will spin the wheel, and for 3, 5, whatever minutes, whatever it feels appropriate, whoever it lands on will act in that way. So, do you want to hear me talk like a girl for 5 minutes? Do you want to hear Brian talk like a gay man for 5 minutes straight? Let's see it.
That sounds very offensive. The way that I'm going to do it, man.
Like, yeah, it's going to be the worst possible cliche.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them is going to be.
Good thing you didn't put down good accent, because I don't have any good ones. They're all bad accents.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a really annoying French accent. We'll see. But thanks for joining us here. If you're in the Rumble right now, or if you're on X or YouTube or Twitch, come on over to rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. Click on the show. Come into the live feed here, live chat. We got Fiery Waco. What's up? It's LOL, not a bad Elon King. I don't know what I was talking about. Barney Styles, AP is highly unlikable, and that's what I like about him. Me too. Hey, Amy, if you're in the chat, say hello.
No, like AP on the scale of politeness, AP is like 2 standards of deviation more polite than me. I don't know how to be as polite as him, and he got manners from his parents that were never put on the table for me to see. So I think he's a very polite guy, though he's happy to piss off people who deserve to be angry. So I'm happy to have
I think Brian, I think you're likable. You're just disagreeable.
Yeah, when I really don't care if you like me. I'll tell you the truth. I really don't care at all. So Epstein, I do want to move on to conspiracy corner. This little girl was with I don't know if you have the original picture of her. She's not little anymore, but there's a picture of her with Prince Andrew and
Yes.
Epstein when she was like 15.
Yeah.
This poor lady who went on, Epstein Island trips says she has just 4 days to live after a bus hit her. She literally got hit by a bus for speaking out.
I was so young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keelan woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be trafficked to that prince.
Yeah, it shows it.
And then
that teaches you to do an exclusive.
Prince Andrew came to her house in London, and we went out to Club Tramp.
That is the king's brother. That is King Charles's, the King of England. That is his brother, Prince Andrew, who was probably Epstein's best friend.
Yeah, so like, just so that everyone is on the same page, and I'm sure everyone knows it, Epstein was Jewish, has ties to Mossad and Israeli intelligence. His father had ties to the Israeli, well, not Israeli intelligence, but a terrorist organization that bombed people at the beginning of the Israeli government. His ties go deep. He said he was a hedge fund. He never had any customers that anyone knew. Managed billions of dollars, but nobody knew about any trade he ever made. So he's just like a billionaire in New York. And what he really did was trafficked in really disgusting sex slaves for rich and famous people like Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew. And
no, man, no.
Yeah. So this lady comes out and speaks out against it and gets hit by a bus.
Yeah. Is it just a coincidence? This is conspiracy corner, so we
Epstein
have to consider every
himself,
conspiracy.
Epstein himself killed himself in a place where no one had committed suicide in like decades. The cameras go out. The guards fell asleep. Guys, it's like, we're not afraid to do it right in front of everybody's faces, right? They're just like,
yeah.
So kill him. Well, they'll know that he was murdered. So do it anyways. Just murder him anyways. Hit that lady by a bus. That'll teach all the other ones to speak out. Hard to be a witness when you're dead.
Yeah,
scary.
Not a coincidence here, folks. The conspiracy is rife with the Epstein. So the only, I think, silver lining here is from what I understand, all that information has been taken from the top at the FBI and has been disseminated to every single field office at the FBI for active investigation. So I am hoping that we haven't heard anything about the Epstein list because they're investigating it currently.
The same FBI where the leader, Kash Patel, has his own security because he doesn't trust the FBI. He has his own private security, the guy who leads the whole thing, because he does not trust the people under him. That is a hallmark of deep state, man. Scary place. Kash Patel, you're a brave man. Going in there where everybody hates you. Where they got bodies buried, and if you turn one up, you might disappear. Like, Kash. And yeah, I think
all we needed was some real patriots and badasses to get the wheel. They grabbed the wheel. We were being drove off a cliff in a bus, and by a psychotic monkey and a psychotic trans person, and they were just driving a bus off the hill. And Trump and all these people, good patriots, finally woke up. Finally said, we cannot sit by as idle good men and not do nothing. And they wrestled that wheel off, and they hit the brake, and we're just on the cliffside, just barely going. And if we don't yank that wheel and hit that brake and keep it going, we're all just going to go over the side of it. So I think that's the attitude of these people. I mean, like this next clip, same with Alex Jones and everybody else. Like somebody straight up murdered his freaking writer. Like They swatted everybody. They want these people dead. So it's like at a certain point when you're a mammal, an ape mammal, and within your being you're tied, like you've seen it head to head. Like I'm in a death battle with these people.
Dude, I do think that Pam Bondi, you've got the Epstein files on your desk, right? Where they've been, right? It's been like freaking 5 weeks. We need it's been too long. We need another WikiLeaks. We need another Edward Snowden. If you get in there and you have the info, figure out a way to get to Ecuador or Russia and leak that, like leak it all, right? Like do what's right for the American people. We need more leakers. Get transparency, get some sunshine in on all the facts. I don't know what's holding these people up. Obviously, there's been rumors in the last week about RFK having blackmail on him.
Yeah.
I bet that someone's trying to blackmail every single senior leadership position in the administration.
Oh, 100%.
Just to see it, we'll make stuff up. We'll find real things. Everybody's got things they don't like. Everybody. So no matter how small.
They're probably going after him after this next clip they're about to play that features him.
Mm-hmm. Here's some RFK right here.
The fluoride out of the water. We're going to get the chemicals out of the food.
Woo! Maha.
The chemtrails out, the chemicals out of the chemtrails, and we're going to. There's 1,000 ingredients in our food that are banned in Europe. And we're going to get rid of all those chemicals.
Now, I know you've been talking to him a lot, and now he's publicly saying they're going to do something.
So
as much as he tells
chemtrails, and you are an aeronautical engineer. I will give you the floor here in a second. But for my assessment, when you try to look at anything, chemtrail is like conspiracy theory. It's a nonsense term. It's used to kind of mask it. It's geoengineering. It's high altitude aerosolization. Like there's technical terms for actual science and technology that exists and that is admitted to be running either private or through government programs. Right.
So what people get right about chemtrails is that gasoline for jet engines is leaded gas, and it's combusted 30,000 feet above your house, or if you live in an airport, like right above your house. And that's not good for people to breathe. We banned leaded gas in cars in the 1970s because it lowers IQs.
Yes.
But the thing is, jet engines don't work with conventional gasoline that's unleaded. And so until we figure out a technology to remove it, it's going to be in there. So what's bad, and also they drip oil. All jet engines drip oil because they're not leak tight. They're spinning at thousands of RPMs. And when they do, however minimally drip oil, there's usually like a manifold that allows it to drip below the engine. And so like they just constantly are leaking, and you're constantly topping off jet engines with more jet engine oil. And so and also de-icing, when they spray ethylene glycol all over the airplane and then you take off. Basically, never live underneath takeoff or landing of an airport. That is poison, and you don't want to breathe it. The further up it goes, the more dispersed it gets. But if you're living where there's hundreds of planes every day flying over, it's not good for your health to some level as well. But what people get wrong is claiming that the government is orchestrating a large mass event of other chemicals on purpose for whatever nefarious purpose. And that's just not true. Like, you can go and look up the chemical makeup of JPA, jet fuel, and that is what's used everywhere around the world.
Yeah, this guy from Geoengineering Watch, Dane, whatever his name is, he says that there are additives they can add to jet fuel, and that's part of it. But he claims it's like purposeful, like sprayers. Like there's mechanical systems on some of these planes, and they're turning it on and off. It's not every flight, and maybe not all the flights are commercial flights. But there's barium salts and aluminum dioxides and like
why? For what purpose?
To destroy the ozone, to increase UV radiation, to burn out all the crops, and basically make a crop failure event.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but there is crop seeding. There is crop seeding, like real weather control. Like in Dubai, UAE tried it like earlier last year.
They can use radar, Doppler. They can use chemical or like salts and ionizing particles to induce rain clouds. Yeah.
So no, that's not how it works. When there's already clouds, they won't rain on their own, but you can precipitate the moisture out of there by basically dropping particles. There are different chemicals that are better particles, but raindrops will surround like a little piece of sand or dirt and precipitate out of the cloud. So basically you just go dump whatever the most optimal particle is over a cloud and it'll force it to rain. And it's like earlier last year, Dubai did that and caused like massive floods where they get no rain. China's been doing this for years. America has been doing this around hurricanes and attempting to change the paths of hurricanes since the 1950s.
Now we're getting into some conspiracy.
So I don't know how successful they have been because hurricanes seem very powerful. And they obviously have never taken one and like turned it away from people and then told us about it. And you'd think like they'd brag about it.
Right.
For like saving people's lives. But they've been
good crisis
tested
go to waste, man. You got to direct that thing to the maximum impact. Get those North Carolina people out of those mountains with a giant storm that just dumps on them.
I think it's reasonable to say that if I can precipitate one side of a hurricane to rain like all its moisture out, or like there might be a way to steer it a degree or two this way, but I don't know what the volumes would be involved. Like, are we talking like dozens of 747s or like, I don't know the math behind it. So I can't tell. I can't speak intelligently about if it's possible.
Overall, geoengineering is real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think RFK would be talking about chemtrails if maybe there wasn't something there. I don't know, but I hope he brings it out. I hope he exposes the plan. There are people that think that there is a very hidden in plain sight, large scale geoengineering project that RFK is talking about here, exposing. So we'll see. Conspiracy
We'll
corner.
see.
What do you think, chat? Is chemtrails real? Just because we just said chemtrails, our YouTube feed has probably gone down. So sorry about that, everyone on YouTube. But join us here on Rumble or X, where we're not going to be taken down by talking to do some conspiracy. We've done flat Earth and chemtrails. I mean, man, just ban us from YouTube right now.
That's because we're too cool for school, man. Of course we're going to be banished.
That's right, man.
It's probably all what I say. It's probably all me, guys. That's why you get banned from YouTube. All right. Okay, so feel free to send us some Rumble rants if you want your chats to be read. We'll try to do that. We appreciate your support. And if you have not yet subscribed to the show, we're looking to get new subscriptions tonight. If you subscribe, we will read the Wheel of Punishment. But we're not done with Conspiracy Corner for tonight. Morgan Wallen is causing a stir for walking away earlier than the other SNL cast members.
A wonderful time. Thank you all.
Check this out. One hand hug. So people were like, WTF? And if you go to the next slide there, as soon as he got to the airport, he posted this on Instagram. His private jet, get me to God's country. So as soon as the show wrapped, as soon as he was contractually unobligated to be there, he didn't even wait for the cameras to shut off or the stage to curtains to come in. Nothing.
I get it.
And as soon as he got to the airport, he posted it. Before he even got on the plane, he bragged about he was leaving and going back home.
Get the heck out of New York.
Conspiracy is that people have been saying is, did he see something he didn't want to see? Did he what's got Morgan Wallen so spooked that he ran the hell out of there? What do you think, Brian? What do you think, chat? What did Morgan get exposed to that he did not like?
I bet it's just weird asexuality, weird sexuality stuff, weird people in general.
Walking that back in the green room, and there's body parts hanging out of places that shouldn't be, and people in other people's rooms doing God knows what.
I do think that professional, corporate, mainstream stuff also having like sexualizing actresses like this crop top, that is the weirdest out of place in the Me Too movement, like somehow still there, right? Like they're not, like they're playing with fire in their own little world where it's like they're ready to shoot each other over the smallest misstep, but also this is the wardrobe. Like this sounds like a dangerous place to work, man. Like,
yeah,
she's allowed to dress like that, but if that guy looks down there at her chest, boom. No.
But JoJo Siwa gets to stare at everyone's knockers because she's a lesbian. She wears trans rights.
I don't understand all the rules. I don't understand all the rules, man. I think
it's a hierarchy of victimhood and privilege. All right. So the more privileged you are, the lesser on the victim hierarchy you are, and the less of a person you are.
And if you're watching this show, you're probably like me. You're at the bottom of the totem pole in their hierarchy. We aren't going to get promotions until we change some things about ourselves.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
When you get that promotion, just put on a wig and show up to work and act really pompous about it. And maybe join your work's women's volleyball team and help them go to a national championship among other corporate women's volleyball leagues, because you're a man and you go right in the center and you spike the ball in those women's faces. But you take home that trophy.
Guys, be careful. Be careful taking the king's advice, because if you lie to yourself long enough, you'll believe your own lies. So at some point, the undercover just kind of fades away into just that's you. So, yeah, don't be lying to yourself. Last topic in Conspiracy Corner.
We had a good one this week. Lots of good ones.
Declassified documents confirms that Hitler. So there's a CIA document. Let's just watch this.
People know this story and who have studied the subject know that Adolf Hitler didn't kill himself in a bunker in Berlin as the Red Army closed in. I think that's, we all know that was a fabricated story, or if you watch the show, you probably understand that. Hitler actually fled Germany weeks before that using a group of underground tunnels that led to an airstrip. And that airstrip was flown. He was flown from Berlin out. It took submarines, or multiple submarines that were used, U-boats that were then sent to Argentina. In other words, Hitler lived for nearly 2 decades more in Argentina, along with vast numbers of the Third Reich. Well, now Argentinian President Javier Milei has just ordered the release of all remaining documents on all of those Nazis who fled Germany and moved to Argentina after World War II. Basically, it was almost like a second base of operations in Argentina. If you're not familiar with that, like basically the Third Reich operated out of Argentina and Germany. And ironic? Many of them, including Adolf Hitler, lived in Argentina.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think, King? Did this happen?
Is it ironic that a Jew was the one that is uncovering where Hitler was hiding from persecution this whole time? The Jews get one back on him. Yeah. I think it's completely likely that this could be true. Just hearing the story, even when I learned about this in like high school or whatever, or middle school, I was like, really? That's what happened. That doesn't seem very Hitler-esque.
I can't believe that you can secretly get to Argentina. I can't believe that you can secretly live there for 20 years. So how is it possible that either the Israeli Secret Service or American intelligence agencies, the British intelligence agencies, nobody ever heard a thing Like Hitler just dressed up. Like we found Osama bin Laden. We would have figured it out. Like maybe we would have.
That's what they say in this is that the intelligence agencies knew and they just let it happen for whatever reason. That's where the document came from, is that says that the CIA thinks that he's there. Yeah, for whatever reason, the call was made to basically not do anything with the information for whatever reason, probably for blackmail or whatever the case may be. That like, I'm sure they showed up at his house there in Argentina. Was like, all right, we won't expose you if XYZ. Like you give up everything. There was something there. But I don't know. I think if that's not the story, then it's something else, because it's just really weird.
I think it's entirely possible that he escaped. They never found his body, but the guy was methed out and had a complex. So
he was methed out in like 1932, like Berlin Olympics. Like that was even before he started the war. He was tweaking out.
Yeah, that's not good for your heart. That's also like I'm not sure that he makes it another 2 decades with his drug symptoms. Plus, he was a vegetarian, totally unhealthy. Yeah, it's super.
Yeah, what do you guys think in the chat? Was Hitler still alive in Argentina? And then that's the same country that supposedly Mengele was in, and that's why there's like a whole bunch of like twins there, right? That's the same country, right?
There's a lot of Nazis that made it to Argentina. Like, oh man, and there's some funny TikToks where it's like people talking about blonde hair, blue eyes in Argentina. What that means?
Lots of twins.
It happens.
I don't know.
Argentina.
B or not B?
Yeah, let's do the B or not the
All
B.
Right. B or not B. I don't have an intro for this one either, but I have it right here. Is there music playing?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
Yeah. All right. B or not B. All right. So this is our weekly segment. B or not to be. I'm going to read 4 headlines. And this is a participation sport, so if you're in the chat, tell me if you think the headline is true or false, B or not B. It could all be true, they could all be false, and we're trying to fool ya. All right. First headline. Chat, are you ready? Man claims alien abduction fixed his brain, cured public speaking, and now he wants to be a politician. Aliens fixed his brain, and now he wants to be a politician. Is this true or false?
He deserves it.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to get your brain fixed by aliens, and the first thing you want to do is be a politician, I don't think they fixed it all the way. I think that you need to go back for a round 2. What do you think, Chad?
I think this is real.
False. Brian thinks it's real. All right, this is false. This is not true. I made it up. All right.
Good work, King.
Yay.
Hey, guys, what do you think about the music in the background? Is it too loud or too quiet? Let me know. I appreciate it.
I got Fiery Waco too. Haha.
Next one up.
All right. Number 2, B or not B. Nursing home resident accidentally bakes world's hottest chili pepper into batch of cookies, sending other residents to the ER. True or false? B or not B? What do you say, chat? Fiery. Barney Styles, you still in here?
True.
All right. True, false, true. This is also false.
Oh, man.
But it sounds like it could be true.
You're crushing us today.
I don't think they let them cook unsupervised, but I don't know. We'll see.
My BDAR is off today.
Get that BDAR going. All right. Number 3, B or not B. Florida man assaults mom with spaghetti sauce, hides in the bushes from police.
Well, you've given us.
False?
You've given us a couple of false ones in a row. Now I'm just playing the game. It's got to be true. Like I'm gonna start hitting here.
Brian's totally guessing just based on the fact there's been 2 falses.
I'm like a grandma.
True.
What's the most? What do people like to play? I'm like at a slot machine, Grandma. True.
All right. He's just playing the odds here. True. This is true. Yes. It was part of a domestic dispute in which cops.
We did it. We did it, everybody.
All right. Last one. Be or not be? Is this true or false? 18-foot inflatable ass recovered after bizarre theft.
I don't know what an inflatable ass is. Is it a donkey or is this?
I think this is referring to anatomy.
Okay.
True or false?
I've done true for all of them, so I'm just gonna keep it
what
going.
What do you think? L-dubs, Melody, Fiery. Where's Amy? Jeans. All right. This is true.
Yes.
Nabbed a giant inflatable colon used for cancer education, only to have it returned after a wild police chase. All right. There you go. Be or not be? They all played the odds in the back end. It all worked out in the end. I didn't mean to be a pain in the ass.
Good job playing Be or Not the Bee, guys. And that brings us to a new segment, a segment that we never played. It is called the Culture Couch, and here we go. It's playing. All right. Hello and welcome back.
Do you like the commercials? Should I make some more for each segment?
Should we make some segment videos for every
single segment? Or do you like me just ad-libbing a song?
More segments, more videos, more of everything.
More segments.
Just get
more. We're putting high production value here, folks. I made that. I crafted it. I birthed it. I toiled over it for you to give you a good understanding of what this segment is. And if you inferred from that video is that we're going to go over some cultural things. Some of them are going to be fiery, like Waco. Some of them are going to be shocking, and some of them are going to be great. But we're on the couch just chilling. We're observing this crazy world, and we're having fun with it. So welcome to the Culture Couch.
The tism is going strong with the Elon.
For the idiots you have to deal
let me just preface this. This is my friend Elon, who I talked to on X.
with for what you're doing for us to improve our country. Second of all, my question is, what is your opinion on the Federal Reserve, and do you have any intentions of doing anything with them?
And the Fed.
My heart goes out to you to end the Fed.
I don't know. I always wanted to say that, you know. But I mean, I think there's like 20,000 people that work at the Fed. Seems pretty high. It's like there's a lot of people that work at the Fed, and it seems like, why do we have so many people at the Fed, and what do they do? And you know, sometimes I wonder which one would win. You know, the federal for interest rates, the board of the Federal Reserve, or a Magic 8-Ball. And I'm like, I think the Magic 8-Ball might win.
Good one, Elon.
So then I'm like, well, Magic 8-Ball is a lot cheaper. You know, it's like you shake it, it says, check back again later. I'm like, okay.
Did we change interest rates? I don't know.
Same thing. But I think what really matters is that government spending is...
What really matters is that we end the Fed.
Yes.
End it tomorrow.
Yes.
End it today.
This is as far as culture, Brian. What is this impact as far as someone like him, you know, wanting to say in the Fed, which is obviously, as we all know, is a famous statement by the great Ron Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So he's wanted to say something that Ron Paul popularized for a long time. He does it in front of this huge audience. He's getting political. I think, obviously, it puts our culture out to everything, but he gets to tap into this level of autism where they didn't get into politics, they got into technology and software and stuff like that. But he's injecting libertarian culture into a realm that we didn't have access to. And these are super smart, pragmatic, and autistic people. Like when they realize that he's trying to tell them that they're getting screwed, we got some pretty good people on the squad, right? That's where Doge kids.
Dude, we're gonna have some geniuses that actually get a hold of some Murray Rothbard for the first time.
Right.
And program their own brains with Murray. And then, boom, Austrian economists are running the show in D.C.
Big balls. Big balls is everywhere.
Yeah.
There'll be 10,000 big balls that are moving into D.C. and taking up all the space.
My wife's in the chat saying the great Ron Paul, may he live forever. That is the correct thing to say after you say his name.
That's right.
May he live forever. And he might. The guy seems to be going, he's old, but he's going strong. I saw him at the Libertarian National Convention give a solid hour-long speech, and he's in his I forget how old he is, 84, 85.
Yeah, he's getting up there, yeah.
Crushing it. Giving his hour-long speech. I would very, very much struggle to give a speech like he can at 85, and I'm way less experienced and way younger. So
yeah, for his age and the shape he looks like he's in, he's got a sharp mind.
Mhm.
May he live forever.
Yes, may he live forever.
On blue dye. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get Ron Paul on the blue fabric dye.
We need to everybody send a bottle to Ron Paul's house.
Send a bottle of blue fabric down to Ron Paul and with a note that says "Chug me," like out of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, you've got work. Like just a note that says you've got work to do, and here's like a blue bottle.
Drink up, old man. We need you for another 20 years.
Go ahead, King.
I was gonna say, L-Dub says, I watch Ron Paul Liberty Report now and again. He's way more coherent than Biden. Yeah.
He's freaking amazing. Yeah. And last year we used the Ron Paul homeschool curriculum I did 5th grade English and science along with my wife, with my kids, with my daughter. She enjoyed the cooking class. 5th grade science had a cooking section where you learned about like the structure of an onion, and then you cut the onion and cooked something with onions. And then the next section was learning about starches and looking under the microscope or seeing them under the microscope, and then you'd cook potatoes. It was really cool to combine cooking and science together, especially at that age. And my daughter did like, oh, we got to go get ingredients for tomorrow's class. And she just went through that whole class. Anyways, this is a little bit of cultural nostalgia.
That's right.
Candy cigarettes. If you're in the chat, tell me, did you ever have these?
Here come the rooster.
Man. The root beer.
This is middle class, 1990s, early 2000s.
We're gonna have we're gonna have some candy cigarettes. We're gonna go to Pizza Hut for the buffet.
Yes,
we're gonna watch a movie. We're gonna get the gum cigars, and we're gonna just crush our pancreas with sugar.
This is what birthed our culture we have today. This is a bygone era that has shaped who we are as middle class, middle of the road, flyover country white men in our late 20s to early 40s. This is what shaped us. We need to honor our culture.
Yeah, and TV was not on demand. It was there.
Channels.
I had 13 buttons on the side of the TV that I could click, and really like one channel had cartoons sometimes, and yeah, you did not have choice. And yeah, things were so different.
You had to live in the moment. The TV was what was on TV was what's on TV. You love it.
So
you stay. Take it. It was take it or leave it.
The
TV.
Do you remember how you used to be able to ride over to someone's house, knock on their door, and then find out if they could play or not?
Yeah.
You couldn't call ahead. There was no setting up a play date. There was no organization and planning. It was just like, let's go see.
You saw your friends' parents all the time. You went over, you knocked on the door, they answered. Can Timmy come out to play? And you had to negotiate with an adult that wasn't your parent. and convey information to them in some type of coherent way. Yeah.
And your parents had
you.
My parents had no way of finding me.
Street lights.
Yeah, be home by the street lights. Where are they right now? Where are your kids right now? I don't know. Out.
I hope they're somewhere in the neighborhood.
Out.
Yeah, my father, he would whistle. He would just come outside and whistle as loud as he could, and somehow, no matter where we were in the neighborhood, we could hear it, and we came home. It was like tuned into that specific pitch of my father's whistle. The good old days.
Basically, like, what's the radius that I could comfortably go on a bike based on my fitness level? That was my radius. I don't know, 5-ish miles from home, maybe 10.
Well, it's not like it is now these days at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, over at TJ Maxx. I didn't make the cover for the employee work.
Yo, TJ Maxx checking all the boxes with this. They got the extra chromosome, bisexual, the gay, the depressed, and the middle-aged woman. Yo, TJ Maxx checking all the boxes with this.
That's representation. And I don't know the last time you've been in a TJ Maxx, Brian, Piotr, but I think this accurately depicts their workforce based on the condition of their store.
I have been taken into TJ Maxx a few times. There is nothing that I would ever on my own autonomously say I need to go to TJ Maxx for.
No.
Like, literally nothing.
No. Absolutely not.
If there was any item that is in a TJ Maxx, I don't even know. And I'm not aware that it's there. It's like if it's not on Amazon.
It's stepping stone between the thrift store and Walmart. It's a place where the clothes that are on the rack are purposely defective. There is something physically wrong with the clothes that you're picking out, and that's why they're so cheap, and you're buying them. So, yeah, it's like going into a library, a public library, in these days and age. It's just dead, and the energy is so bad. But it's like you got to go in there if you're
at least like thrift shops get cool rap songs and like be trendy in like a weird way, like, but nobody's trending on TJ Maxx.
Yeah, popping thrift store tags, whatever. Yeah.
I went to TJ Maxx.
Oh yeah, I'm to the max, bro. What up? You hitting the max this weekend for some price sales?
Barney Styles saying he was riding a bike 8 miles to the next town and hanging out in a pool hall all day at 13. What? Sounds like you had a great childhood, man.
Yeah, you were definitely 80s or prior. I'm just going to call that right now. Yeah, by the 90s, by the time we were able to ride a bike that far, we were not allowed to go that far.
Yeah, and if you saw a movie, like, we're all going to reminisce. If you saw a movie that you liked, you're like, I got to go see that again because I may not see it again. Right? I eventually got a VHS player and Blockbuster. I don't know when those showed up in the 90s. But I remember a time before having a VHS, and I was like, you got to go see that movie twice because it might not be back in the theaters for, like, who knows, a decade or never.
That's right. Oh, the good old days.
Good time. This is just the reminiscing show on Liberty Tonight.
That's right.
So, next thing in the culture couch, Tesla protesters versus Puppet.
Come on! How do we reconcile that with a growing hatred? We're here at the Tesla Takedown Dance Party. These people really hate Elon so much. He's everything they're not. Virile, straight, and effective. Democrats have been torching Tesla dealerships and taking pot shots at Teslas. Is it okay to set fire to Tesla dealerships?
As long as it doesn't cause harm to any individuals, I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Teslas just catch on fire sometimes. It just happens.
They're bombing Teslas. They're taking pot shots at Teslas. They're doxing their drivers. When is that acceptable in your mind, Carly?
I mean, it's free speech. I'm a Democrat.
If I disagree with President Obama's policies,
it's free speech. Did you guys know that?
It's free speech to torch a car.
So if I
Molotov cocktails are free speech.
I don't think that this lady understands free speech. So if I burn down your house and take your purse, is that free speech?
Yeah, yeah. Apparently,
I don't understand.
As long as you're protesting the right person, you can do anything.
Yeah.
2020 proved that.
I've got a virtue signal card here, and so I get to do what I want. It says I get to do what I want.
It's right here next to my golden Trump immigration card. Yeah.
Fire to his presidential library?
Folks.
No. Why not? Because he's a Democrat? Democrats have set vehicles on fire. They've doxed owners, and they're drawing swastikas everywhere. Are they the baddies? Are they the bad guys?
Time to trade in your Tesla for a Volkswagen Jetta.
Volkswagen was Hitler's favorite car. The Democrats hate Nazis. How do we reconcile that with a growing hatred
The
of Jews?
irony of that.
Oh my God.
Literally made by Hitler.
Loaded with
For a
terrorists.
Volkswagen.
If you had to have dinner with Elon Musk or Osama bin Laden, who would it be?
I would pick Osama.
Who is your favorite terrorist? What is this salute that Elon did that everyone's talking about?
Pointing your hand straight out.
But the same thing was done by Hillary Clinton and Obama. Why did they get a Nazi hall pass?
I gotta go, thank you.
Is the Statue of Liberty giving a Hitler salute?
Is that why France wants it back?
How many swastikas have you drawn in your life?
69.
Elon rescued the astronauts, probably banged a supermodel, and he sent Starlink to refugees. What did you do last week? Can you top that?
As part of the culture
I went to
couch.
work. I'm a psychotherapist.
ask.
What did you do last week besides select this outfit?
I was helpful to my neighbors.
Bullshit, you smoke crack.
No, I didn't.
What did you do with your week besides play video games and masturbate? Who's a better father, Osama bin Laden, Elon Musk, or you?
I don't have any kids, so.
Why? Democrats hounded me for years to buy a Tesla. I bought one, and now you guys are throwing poo-poo on it. Come on, how are you going to keep friends this way?
I don't think poop being sent anywhere is a good idea.
You've never mailed a poopy?
I've never mailed a poopy.
I'm back home in California where everyone drives Teslas and...
Should we harm those people and dox them like Democrats are doing? You can't say definitively no, can you? Did Elon take your money?
He took it all. I don't know where it went.
Musk is, well, he doesn't actually have any power. He sort of inserted himself into the federal government without any approval from the Senate. And
Is this like Anthony Fauci?
I love how
As part of
Democrats pull out the word Constitution whenever they're defending their case.
Yeah.
Like
they've actually read it.
Name one thing on there and explain any part of it to me. Like, I don't like what you're doing, so you're just destroying democracy and the Constitution. And that is the end of that discussion. You've destroyed democracy and the Constitution. So don't do that.
That is Brian's liberal impersonation. The Constitution. Don't do that. Yeah, I love the hypocrisy and the contradiction of everything in each statement. That lady with the sign, the personal gain sign, she's like, well, actually, Elon doesn't have any power, actually. He was just appointed to a position, and he's been advising that Exactly! So what are you so mad about? He is a consultant to Doge, and everyone who is in Doge was either a treasurer or administrators, or there were whistleblowers inside the organization they were in, and they were persecuted, and they plucked them out to be leadership. This like big balls and that small team of people, that there was a small team of outside people. Doge itself has people in all of the administrations and all the departments that are identified as being people that already existed there that's agreed to be Doge people too.
No, I honestly, here's the deal. These people are lighting cars on fire and drawing swastikas. They are not winning over the public with these actions. This is not how you win over the public. In fact, many of the people who drive Teslas were and are Democrats. And when you get a swastika drawn on your car because you happen to own a Tesla, that will probably radicalize you away from the Democrat Party.
Right.
They'll be like, y'all are crazy. And so good for you guys. Go for it. Just like go to town, guys. You guys are making our case. we're gonna win in a landslide as Republicans. We can put real libertarians in as Republicans and win in swing districts because of the way that you guys are acting, and that is perfectly fine with me. That's a win for the country.
We proclaim from the culture couch to act as the guy in the culture couch intro and just sit back, put your feet up, and roast some marshmallows on some burning Teslas. There's nothing you can do about it anyways, and just watch them self-immolate.
Yes,
I am your king. That is your order.
I think we're going to get to the end of Culture Couch before the end of the show, but just as a reminder for everybody, this is Liberty Tonight. We exist in the internet every 10 p.m. on Thursday evenings Eastern here on rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. And if you are watching, we want you to subscribe on Rumble. Please go to the bottom, subscribe to our channel, get notifications when we go live, and follow us on X. Our handles are here below. Feel free to DM me about your crypto scam. I know how to block people. It doesn't scare me. I'm not gonna draw a swastika on your car just for doing that. So go for it, guys. Maybe I'll bite. Maybe I'll bite. So anyways, this next story is the saddest commentary on modern women, and I love my wife for not being like this lady.
And we must shout out every single nose joke that we could think of while this is playing.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
I smell a rat. Oh, nose. Man, you could really sail across the ocean in that original honker, though, man.
Do they sell extra large Kleenexes for this lady?
She has to use a whole bath towel to blow her nose. Man, so do you get that thing checked for bats? Is that boogers or is it guano? I don't know.
It is said when she picks her nose, she has to use a spoon.
If I call out into one nostril, can I hear the echo in the other? Man, that thing.
She has amazing cardio because she can run full speed with her mouth closed.
Oh yeah, her blood oxygen level is at 110% with the amount of the volume of air going through those. Those aren't nostrils; those are inlets for jet engines. That thing was wow, lady. I can see why people back in the day thought witches were real. If you developed a hairy mole right next to that on your cheek, I'd be like, that's a freaking witch.
You got to go see if she floats.
But unless you have any more nose jokes, I knows you do. She decided that after she was not so ugly, divorce. Isn't that special? But who knows? Maybe maybe her husband is really into the schnozzes.
I think that what she does not realize is that she will be ugly when she is a grandma, like every other person. I will be ugly at 90, so will every other person at 90, right?
Correct.
So your looks, it's nice to be attracted to your spouse. I love my spouse and she's attractive, but I will still be attracted to her when we are both ancient. So this girl is trying to supposedly trade up for whatever reason. This is not a long-term game plan. This is not going to work out for you. Sorry. If it's just a transactional, I think I can do better, boy, you might not be able to do better. This might not turn out well for you. I hope that it does. I don't really hope it does. I think the fact that you make a video like this and post it on the internet is like a really bad sign. This is a red flag for any guy who you swipe right on this girl and then you find this video online and then you lose the number. That's what you do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And did I miss anything? My wife said the video's too on the nose.
No, I smell what she's putting down.
It's fun to be mean to people on the internet. Feel free to do it to me. I'm not a perfect looking person. You go to town, guys. I don't really care. But
I think she was asking to get punched on the nose by posting this video.
Yeah, and you can't delete that off the internet. The thing is, when something goes even slightly viral, it's forever. It's saved. There's commentary of us talking about it now, and it will be found.
Forever.
I don't know why this is in the cultural couch, but it's a funny little video.
It's a culture of parenthood and pride in your family.
I've never had this moment. My kids have not had these things.
That moment you can sit back and you can just really soak in the moment where you know they're going to be okay. You did something right. You bought into the culture of manhood, of traditional values, of calling things how they are, and setting your children out with a realistic viewpoint of the world. And that viewpoint is this: if something's bad, it's either gay or retarded, and it's up to you to decide which it is and act appropriately. So,
hey, Congress uses those words now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a new world, guys.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the fact that like the fake respectability of Congress has finally gone. Like when I grew up, the congressman was someone to be respected. I feel like that's rare now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know very many people that respect Congress. Like if you're respecting your congressman, you agree with them basically. Like
yeah.
Yeah, and
No.
if you don't, if the other 434 of them, you don't. Right?
Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, that's about it. But he may be wrong on this whole tariff thing.
Well, hey, Rand and Mitch both voted against it. So you know what that tells me? Because I don't think that Rand and Mitch are like generally aligned on very many things.
No.
Is that there's probably some people who are really affected by it in Kentucky. Since they're both from Kentucky and they're both voting against it and they're opposite, basically. They're like,
interesting thought.
They couldn't be more opposite, and they agreed on something. And ultimately, them voting no on voting against the tariffs. I think they had to vote yes to vote against tariffs. Doesn't matter because they don't have a super majority, and Trump could veto anything that came across his desk.
Right.
So it's all performative, and so because one, it's performative. Two, Mitch McConnell and Rand voted the same way. I feel like it's okay. There's some like big power brokers in Kentucky that are against it, or there's United Auto Workers who vote for them, like enough of an electorate that they're like I'm not gonna do it for that case. But that's just like if you're practical. I believe Rand is right that it's a tax that's bad for Americans, and I support his point of view. But the fact that Mitch voted the same way and they're both from the same state points to the fact that it's probably a political decision.
That's it could be, but I think back to what you were saying is it's symbolic, and they know it's going to be symbolic. Even if it does reach his desk, he's gonna veto it, obviously. So to stay principled and to not really sacrifice anything, it didn't really matter whether he voted for it or not. Just to say, hey, I'm just gonna give the libertarian message on this, and vote for it, and officially give my protest to it based on principle. Then I think that's probably a mix of both.
And he's probably right. We probably won't get rid of the income tax, and we'll end up with both. And then that just sucks. That is the worst.
Yeah, that's. I hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case too. I'm still holding out some hope, but I've been disappointed by people in DC in my life before. I think we all have. Right?
Maybe okay. A few times.
Let's finish up one last story on the Culture Couch before we wrap up for the evening. And I think that everybody knows that we are obsessed with Harry Sisson for some reason in this show. I don't know why we are, but he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
He has been playing the women by sending them requests for nude pictures, and turns out that he's a misogynist pig on the left, poor guy. And there's pictures saying he's got herpes. And I feel like this is beyond tabloid speculation. Who cares?
Yeah. As you all know, I once gave this person the Peasant of the Week, which we're about to go over here in a second. It is a great honor that I look forward to giving out, and it's based on a number of things. And I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because he had a roster, and he was acting somewhat masculine in some ways, albeit in a very stereotypical way. But coming up with the herps, I can't endorse that. So. Harry Sisson, your fall from grace has been great. Maybe my endorsement hurried that along. If that's the case, I'll accept it. But it is time to crown a new Peasant of the Week.
Oh, besides that, let me call out for libertyshop.com if everyone wants to go support the show. This government efficiency mug, I have been putting this mug in miniature in every single thumbnail for our show, a small little hidden message to find the Doge mug picture in the thumbnail. It's in a different spot, in a different thumbnail every week. So keep your eye out for it, to look for it. Very popular mug. Ron Paul and Elon on the same mug. That'll basically signal to anybody at work your politics completely, and they'll either be your friend or your enemy or be confused. And if they're confused, that is your opportunity to hand them maybe some economics in one lesson and walk them down the road to ending the Fed.
That's right.
That deserves a round of applause. And hey, Liberty Tonight's Whiskey Barrel Aged Coffee. Great coffee to try. Go pick one up. You're going to probably want to do a monthly subscription on that because I hear it's fantastic. Everyone is doing it. Guys, this is about peer pressure for libertarians. So that's it. Let's find out who is the Peasant of the Week.
All right. Peasant of the Week. Every week I pick out a person from the last week that deserves this honor to be recognized as my greatest Peasant of the Week. And this week, the Peasant of the Week is Morgan Wallen. We covered that story earlier. He was on SNL promoting his new album. And as soon as they wrapped, and they do the whole thing like, oh, we're on stage and we're hugging after the show. We're so great. He walked off, and then right as he got to the airport, before he even got on the plane, posted a picture of the plane saying, get me back to God's country. A man that saw something he didn't like and got the F out of there as soon as he could. That's just what we need to do. Just disconnect from their whole system, engage in it only when you need to. There is a lot of great power still in the hands of these satanic people, but we're wrestling it back. And let's use it while we can and get the heck out when we don't need to. So Morgan, congratulations. It was eye-popping. It was eye-catching. It was intriguing, and I hope more comes out about it.
All right, everybody, that's Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. We are your entertainment go-to. I'm so thankful that you came and watch the show. Share it with your friends. Share it on X. Like it and subscribe to it on Rumble. We will be here this time next week, Thursday, 10 p.m. Have a wonderful evening.